In this lecture, we will talk about the components of communication process. As we have been studying and observing that communication is a process, so what are the components of this process? Components means parts of communication process. So the first component is context. Now, what is context? So let's start reading. Communication is affected by the context in which it takes place. The context in which communication does occur has a great impact on the communication. This context may be physical, social, chronological, or cultural. The context in which communication does occur, that may be physical, that may be social, or that may be chronological or cultural. Every communication proceeds with context. The sender chooses the message to communicate within a context. So, it means that when a sender encodes a message, the sender or encoder, when he wants to sends or encodes a message, he opts out for a context. He may either be present physically, or he may be in the society, or he may choose an order for his speech to deliver, or he may choose culture in which he will communicate. He will look to the context, the culture in which he delivers a speech or something. So context is very necessary. That the context is where there is a cultural context, where there is a societal environment, where there is a physical environment, or where there is a chronological environment. Chronological environment means that where there is a variety of people sitting to which the addresser addresses. The second one is sender encoder. Sender encoder is a person who sends the message. A sender makes use of symbols, words or graphics or visual aids. That is verbal or non-verbal communication. He may either use verbal or non-verbal mean to convey the message and produce the required response. He will forward his message, and then he will create a response to receive from the audience. The third one is message. Message is a key idea the sender wants to communicate. Message is the subject matter of the communication which the sender wants to deliver. It is a sign that elicits the response of recipients. Recipients means the receivers. It is a sign that elicits. That elicits means that presents, that elaborate the response of the recipients. This is something through which the sender wants the feedback of the receivers of the message. Communication process begins with deciding about the message to be conveyed. Communication process begins. How does communication process begin? It begins with deciding about the message to be conveyed. First of all, brainstorming does occur in the mind of the in the mind of the